Hey guys, welcome to Pajama Let's Play. I'm Michelle, host of Pajama Let's Play, where we talk all things Kingdom Hearts. Today I'm going to be talking about who gave Yozora the instruction to save Sora, what that has to do with crystallization, and why darkness is there. But before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can check out my Patreon or leave a tip via the various apps linked in the description box down below. As always, there will be spoilers, so heads up there. I recently went on the Landy Lodge podcast, and he asked who I believe is giving Yozora instructions. I had never thought about it before, at least not enough to form a theory about it, but today, we're going to talk about it. He had to explain to me that in Final Fantasy, when one gets crystallized, it's because they had fulfilled a purpose, which I think is the key to answering this question. Who would have a purpose for Sora? Especially someone we know either currently is or has been to unreality, prior to this fight with Yozora. I can only think of two people confirmed in unreality other than those in Yozora's video game trailer, the Master of Masters and Strelitzia. The Master of Masters needs Sora to return to his reality because he will be a vital role in whatever the Master's plan is, and Strelitzia would want the same so she could return to Lorium. That's not so much a purpose, so much as why they would each want Sora to be protected. We saw the dark side in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and most people assume Sora's the reason it's there. However, I think that is solely on the Master of Masters. We know he houses a darkness entity, and likely the strongest of them all. So it would be him that brings darkness into that realm. I believe Sora committing his nature taboo and getting sent there is more about cosmic order and needing to send someone to deal with the darkness, since it doesn't actually belong there. I don't think it's a coincidence, but a consequence of the presence of the Master of Masters. The main purpose I can think of that anyone would have for Sora is to remove that darkness. It would restore the balance for the realm, and they could clean up whatever chaos and other consequences are left in the wake. I also like Landy's theory that Nomura is using Sora to revive Versus 13 in a way that he can't. That could be another purpose for Sora, saving Yozora and Quadratum. I could see that being a desire of Strelitzia's, but that sounds more like the Master of Masters. He has caused so many destructive events throughout the series, he likely has a lot of atonement to do, which could easily start with saving Quadratum / Versus 13 to replace the Daybreak Town his eternal battle with darkness causes. I'm not saying that I believe the Keyblade Wars are his fault, but I imagine he believes it. As for Strelitzia, I believe she was brought there by the Master of Masters, though I could see her being sent there as the true dandelion, as has been suggested in my comment section. Either way, I suspect she is there under the care of the Master of Masters, especially since she was chosen to be a new Union leader. I don't know just yet what he has in mind for her, but I imagine they're working together, just as he worked with his apprentices to do all of the things in Union Cross. I could see Strelitzia being the one to specifically give Yozora the instruction to save Sora, and likely explain why, but that she's acting on behalf of the Master of Masters, perhaps serving as a sort of Chirithy to Yozora. He was probably promised to save his world, have the Nameless Star return to him, and get his true identity back, though I'm not convinced all of those things will actually happen. As for the alternating endings for the Yozora fight, I believe if Sora is on the brink of death, he's to be crystallized. Otherwise, Yozora is to aid him. I'd also like to point out that the series of trials, or however he said it, is exactly up the Master of Masters' alley. I can see him using Yozora's desires as a carrot and stick approach to make sure he does everything the Master of Masters asks. I know this video is another short one, but we just don't have a lot to go on yet. But what do you think? Who gave Yozora his instructions? Could it be the Master of Masters and Strelitzia working together? Tell me all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Have a theory you'd like me to cover? Here's my email address, and you're welcome to send them all over. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can check out my Patreon or leave a tip via the various apps linked in the description box down below. Until next time.